Lovemakers Foundation. And you are welcome to see a new episode of our tremendously popular webcast, She Said, He Said. Each week where I give Deborah an undisclosed confidential question that I have saved for the last week with an issue that we all face in today's society. Deborah, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Well, let's cheers. We're here at a beautiful French cafe in Las Vegas. I think it's called Delicious Gourmands on Sahara Boulevard. And we're just delighted to be here because it's the Thanksgiving season and we're looking to help bring love in the world. But let's get started with our question.
Let's get started.
I open our confidential envelope. You can see it's confidential and it's sealed, so Deborah cannot look at the contents of the envelope.
I'm going to take a sip of my
Yeah, go ahead. So listen carefully. We're here inside this restaurant, so it might be a little noisy. So here's the question. Whether you are in a relationship or single and want a relationship or enhance that relationship, how do you bring more love to yourself?
She said,
I'm waiting.
love is the solution. So it begins with self-love. You self-love, you do things to incorporate engaging and understanding what love is, self-care, things that bring you joy, making sure that you're taking time to not always be giving to others, which is important, but it begins with giving to yourself. So whether that's reading a favorite book, meditating, stretching, eating a healthy diet, getting out in nature, whatever it is that you enjoy doing that makes you feel joyful and fulfilled and content, then what happens when you do that, when you take care of yourself lovingly and use love as the solution to enhancing your life, to experiencing life more fully, then you'll be able to share that with your loved ones and with your community.
Well said, Deborah. I think when you look at self-love, what is self-love? Well, first of all, you have to be integrated with yourself. We all have a yin and a yang, a male-female side, and you have to unite it.
She said, he said.
That's right. And when you have complete integration of yourself and you're able to suspend self-judgment, to be grateful for who you are and where you're at in life, you're going to start to attract the love that you want. I found that when I was single person, I'm not single right now, but I found out when I was single, when I gave up any judgment about what was going to happen, when I gave out any expectation of what was going to happen, when I gave up any judgment on myself, when I realized that love from another person is not personal to you individually. It's the subjective reality of somebody else, right? So I would attract people because I was just being love myself. I was reaching that state where I was just happy to be alive. I was just happy to be exercising. But of course, I also put myself in situations like a fitness club, church, things where you might meet people, and it just makes it more likely you'll actually meet somebody. And but I gave up all inclinations. It turns out I start phone calling. I received a beautiful phone call, and the rest is history. But if you're in a relationship, we have to look at that because there's another person involved. As Deborah and I sit here, we're in a relationship. We don't really like to, even though we're in love, we don't like to really use ourselves as examples because it seems like every psychology book I've read from quote-unquote relationship experts, they end up breaking up. So we live one day at a time, but in a relationship, you have to have the same self-love, and then you need to foster intimate communication.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it erotic unity.
Oh, I like that.
I read that in a book somewhere. Call it erotic unity, where you view your partner and see love in your partner. If you can't see love in somebody else all the time, you're not going to have an intimate relationship. You have to be able to look in that person's eyes and know that it's real, know that there's no judgment on the other side, and then you can trust.
Yeah, when you said the word erotic,
Oh yeah, that turned you on, huh?
it did. It made me excited. So when you're fulfilling those needs that bring yourself excitement and fulfillment, then you're able to experience that with your partner as well, which is when you cherish yourself, you cherish your partner, and you respect yourself, you respect your partner, and then that brings forth a way to be able to communicate your needs and your desires so that you can have an erotic relationship or a relationship where you're able to exchange your needs and your desires to fulfill each other's needs.
Obviously, when you have a new relationship, there's a great emotion, there's probably a lot of chemistry, but as you age together, you want to maintain that intimacy. Make sure you have that intimacy. I need it all. I need that intimacy, and I know Deborah does too, but you have to maintain that. And the word Deborah has used in our relationship that she's using at this moment is the word cherish. And I think the association had a song called Cherish. And that just means that you respect your partner. You see deep into their heart. You see beyond the physical. You see beyond the emotional. You see even beyond the soulful. You look into their highest self and then maintain that connection, because relationships are very difficult to maintain. Marriage relationships are difficult. Even live-in relationships are difficult. What some of the great relationships I've had have been platonic love relationships where you love that person, where there's a union, but there's no physical exchange sexually. So my philosophy is, again, erotic union in a relationship. I think Deborah hit the nail on the head by saying that self-love is the key. Especially when you're by yourself, you have to really amp up the self-love, because when you start doing that, guess what? You emit confidence, and you start attracting what you want in life.
Yeah. So with Thanksgiving weekend before us.
Oh yeah.
And with us here at one of our favorite coffee shops.
How can you looking at it so hot?
I want them to see the goodies inside. It's a delicious hot cocoa made with almond milk. It's just filled with sweetness. And it also creates space for us to be intimate. We love enjoying intimate times, whether it be breakfast together or coffee or spending this time with you.
Yeah, we're talking on She Said, He Said.
So with Thanksgiving weekend ahead, we're thankful for you being here. I'm thankful for you, David, for sharing in this He Said space as I share my She Said. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. We are so happy you're here with us. And just remember that no matter what you're doing with yourself, with your family, your friends, do it with self-love so that exonerates out into the universe even more thankfulness and gratitude for everything you have to be grateful for.
And I'm going to wrap it up. Love is always the solution,
Yep.
and love is the way.
Love to all. Have an amazing Thanksgiving weekend.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.